Stop thinking that I can't feel this. You push it down, That's how heart attacks happen. You've learned in here that you let all that out. You cry.
Yeah. Kia, you grunt, you groan.
Yeah. You cry, right? Mm-hmm. You talk about it. It's the same thing you do here. You push it out here, let it out there when you get home and deal with that problem and that issue. And over time, just like over time here, that pain ebbs, that pain subsides.
Hello, this is James Cox with the Martial Arts Lifestyle Podcast. I have back with me a guest here. He's been on our show before. You have to go back and look at the episode number. Professor Claude Lawson. Claude is an 8th degree black belt, one of my top students ever, one of my best friends ever, and really has a lot of deep education and motivation on some great topics. We want to kind of talk about overall mindset of martial arts and to utilize that mindset in your everyday life with some things. So we're in town, man. You got back here at the big city of Abilene.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How's it feel to be back?
This is always home. Every time I come here, I have to do my little trip around town. Some of the places we used to hang out and just see a few things to make sure, God, just get that feeling in. It's nostalgic.
Reflection, right?
Oh man, big time. Yeah. Remember so many things, training some certain places and, run around the park over there. I forgot what it's called.
Redbud where we used to go run?
Yes, used to go run around there. Yeah. So I swing by there. It's great. Run on base real quick because I was stationed there. It was great. Yeah. It was a great time.
Claudio was here. Was it early 90s?
Yes.
Yeah.
1989, 1990.
Yeah. We were both young men. I often remind Claude he's older than me by a couple of months. So, older is older, bro. So
1
you're
month.
Older. And man, we trained hard. Did a lot of things, lots of competition, lots of stuff there. But hey, I appreciate you coming back and teaching at our annual training seminar tomorrow. Man, we got some legends coming in. We got Troy Dorsey, Patrick McDaniel,
absolutely.
Joe Chavez.
It's going to be a great
Nathan
time.
Torres. So we got a lot of good things happening. We get to close with a dinner banquet. But talk to us about this mindset thing. What can we do to motivate, encourage, empower these listeners? There's so much about the mind and the body working together. That's the secret of martial arts, right?
That's the secret.
So what you got?
What winds up happening, and I got this in 2 different phases. It was a portion of my life where I thought I was living that martial arts lifestyle, that path. And it wasn't until I was in the military for 26 years. I was a recruiter for 4 of those years. And one of my old bosses, he said, you never use your training in your everyday life. And I was like, we learned marketing and sales, and how is that going to fit in with everything I do in my life? And he drilled it down to like us, most of the guys in the flight talking to their wives and maybe getting into arguments or discussions about things where we're trying to get an understanding. So he goes, your training teaches you how to talk to people that you don't know from different walks of life, to get them interested in coming into the military, but they can't see, taste, feel, or do any of that before they join. So you have to ask them questions. You have to probe to get to understand what they're looking for, what their needs are. You ask open-ended questions to find out where you can meet that person in those areas with what the military is offering. And then you ask for acceptance, and then you also find out, does it fit their need? So I started using that in my life when I was talking to my wife at the time, and even discussing things with my kids. And communication increased. We had better understanding when it came to certain things. Me and my wife, we could talk a little bit better, and we had a better understanding. We both reached mutual agreements about certain things. And it's the same thing with the martial arts. And this is what I'm talking about. We all, in all martial arts, we teach the same thing. When you come to class, all your problems and all that good stuff, drop that off at the door. Come in here, train, get a clear head, and then when you step back out the door, those problems will still be, and you'll be better equipped. You'll take all of your stresses, and it's dumbed them down quite a bit. You released a lot of that while you were training, and now you're better able to engage those things because you're at a different place. But in a way, it's correct, but in a way, it's kind of wrong. You come in, don't ever leave your problems at the door and then pick them back up, because this is all one fluid lifestyle. All right? So when you come in, you learn how to deal with adversity because you're training students, right? People don't think they can do certain things. You encourage them. Even with yourself when you're practicing new techniques. Are you always going to get it right the first time? You learn perseverance. You learn dedication. You become a better person because you do work out your stresses. That's how you take that back into the world. You don't pick them back up. You work them out.
Mm-hmm.
And you use your skills in the same way that you do in here out there. You're faced with a challenge at your job, okay? Don't get down on it. We put our personal feelings on it. We know already from coming in here, personal feelings and being upset stops your progress. Breathe through it. Repetition. Launch yourself into whatever it was at work that you didn't like or you had a disagreement with about or that you did not like, and pursue it with reckless abandon, carefully and thoughtfully. The same way you do when you're in here training. It never stops. You can never ever split these two out to say this is my part of my martial art life.
Mm-hmm.
This is part of my regular life. They can't meld together. They have to meld together because you have to grow within that.
Yeah, and why not? You know, right? Because I mean, you're spending all that time, time, money, effort.
Yes.
You might as well embrace that education that you've gained and be real with it and carry it with you. If martial arts is a way of life, it's a way of life. Then why is it only used at 7 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday?
Exactly.
Right. Doesn't mean you go around kick people in the face
Right.
all the time. You might want to. You don't
Yeah,
have to,
possibly.
but to use those. So we say how martial arts is correlating physical and mental benefits and keeping it everywhere you go. And I said, what are the best examples that people could use, and how could they use this today, with a little bit of that martial arts? I mean, I know we follow a lot of the no quit attitude, a lot of the perseverance and self-discipline, and dealing with struggle. If it's doing a set of push-ups or sparring 12 rounds, so taking that mindset to then when you have a struggle in life, a loss,
Right.
and using that to understand that you can get through it, right? Because you've gotten through worse.
Right. You've physically, when you come in here and you train, you train your body, you steel your body, and you calm your mind. It's the same thing when it comes to anything in life. I know people lose people all the time. All of our parents are getting older. We're getting older. And if you're dealing with that struggle, you have to find that time in between. And I'm not saying you just stop everything and just and drop everything and just focus on just yourself. But while you're riding in the car, take that moment to just breathe, understand the emotions that you have, and keep carrying forward. The most beautiful thing that you can do for yourself is take the time, 30 minutes, 20 seconds, whatever it is, and you do it periodically throughout your day. People think you have to sit down and do it all in one shot. No, you do it in pieces. If you have that time for pieces, right? If you got 30, everybody has 15, 20 minutes. Everybody does. There's no one that can tell me they don't because they can sit and watch their favorite show for 20 or 30 minutes.
Get off Facebook, get up earlier.
Yep, get up early, do something, and take a few minutes for yourself and think through your problems. You don't ignore things in order to get over things. You have to walk through them, just like you do in here. And if your front kicks are horrible, you do 1,000 front kicks. And you continually work on the form before you work on power, before you work on speed. You work on form. So it's the same thing when it comes to something that's stressing you out there. You start first with, okay, what is the problem? You break that problem down. How are you feeling? Why are you feeling that way? Do you have to get over it right now? No, you have to be within that. You have to be in that. And you have to go through it. Stop thinking that I can't feel this. You push it down. That's how heart attacks happen. You've learned in here that you let all that out. You let it out. You cry.
Yeah, you kia, you grunt, you groan.
Yeah, you cry, right?
Mm-hmm.
You talk about it. It's the same thing you're doing here. You push it out here, let it out there when you get home and deal with that problem, that issue. And over time, just like over time here, that pain ebbs, that pain subsides. You get a clearer thought and vision of what it is, and you start remembering, especially when it comes to the loss of a loved one. Yeah. You start to remember the good times more than you hanging on to your loss, because you didn't really lose. Mm-hmm. Once you get past you, you do the same thing in here. Right. Once you get past your negative thoughts, your kicks become better. Your focus becomes better. You get out of your own way, but you still have to go through it. Every single thing that we ever did, repetition, right? Once you get it right, there's another level of that kick that you have to learn,
Mm-hmm.
and it never stops. But you keep growing through all of it.
Right, right.
That's the key to it, right there.
Yeah, yeah. Grow and then stretch so you grow more.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
And people think that I reach just like we talked about years ago. We talk about it all the time. You reach black button, you think that's the end.
Mm-hmm.
You just started.
Yeah, yeah. Get a black button quick. And
Yeah,
you're done, right?
you just started. Now you have to grow,
Mm-hmm.
and you keep growing. If you ever stop growing in life, you're honestly telling everybody out there it's an easy and quick way to the grave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Gave up. Right?
You gave
Quick,
up. You
yeah.
stopped living. You can never stop living, and you can never stop improving yourself. No one's ever reached.
Yeah,
I'm not perfect. You're not perfect.
Mhm.
You're never going to reach perfection. But when you're in pursuit of perfection, whatever that is, when it concerns yourself,
Mhm.
whatever that looks like, keep chasing that.
Yeah,
Get better
yeah.
in every way, in every aspect.
Yeah, tell me more about that. What is so common, but that positive attitude, that mindset of, we have our little kids in class talking about the three most powerful words are, yes, I can. We talk deeper about your thoughts and your feelings will become your things, and to stop
That's
thinking
very
about what you don't want. The whole concepts of I don't want to be late, I don't want this, and then you just get more of what you don't want because your attention is there, right? Instead of focusing on the things that you do want.
That's huge.
So that mindset that we have in martial arts, that we need to have in our life, that we can carry everywhere. What is more about that, the old school positive attitude?
People don't realize this, and I see it a lot. Negative talk. Can't, won't, can't happen, shouldn't happen. There's no way. You have to eliminate those type of words out of your vocabulary, because you can never succeed. You can never push forward. I am moving toward that. When you talk to yourself, you are talking yourself and talking to your subconscious mind, and you're believing from a different place. Here's a perfect example. If you're working on a certain technique in here, we rely on the instructors to tell you to do it again, to do it again, to do it again. But when you go home, and we tell these students this also, the majority of your training and your improvement comes when? Outside of class.
Yeah, right.
Outside of
put
class.
the road work in.
They put
right?
you have to put the repetitions in out there. We rely in here on the instructor to tell you you're doing well, you're doing good, right? We go out there and we do the repetitions with the instruction in our head of what the instructor said, and we improve, not thinking that it took us, when we got home, to remember the instruction, but to recall it and perform that kick correctly over and over again. Transcending the instructor, you became the instructor. And there was no negative thought on top of that. And you watch how you improve. Now, rightfully so, they equate their progression to their instruction and instructor, of course. Right on point. But you have to also look at yourself and understand what you did, transcending that instruction and becoming that positive ray in your own life. So
yeah, the positive self-talk, the affirmations. I was talking to someone recently, man, and it was one thing after another. Negative talk. Not only was it the words that came out of their mouth, you saw it in their posture, you saw it in their face, you saw it in their attitude. Everything was just slow and, replacing some things instead of I have to, I have to go to work. I have to go to the gym. What about I get to go to work?
I get to go
to the gym.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful part about it. You switch the things that you say to yourself, and everything becomes you become powerful.
Yeah.
You start moving in those directions. Changing the energy in your life makes you progress. When you constantly negative talk yourself, you stay in the same spot. This always happens to me. I can never get ahead.
Yeah.
Instead of, wow, this happened again. How do I get past that? I can do this different.
Yeah.
Instead, they want to do the same thing over and over again, thinking that it will bear fruit, and it won't. It never will. It never has.
Yeah.
So, writing certain positive notes to yourself is one way of helping. I know I have a list that comes up. One that comes up in the morning, and one that comes up in the afternoon that I read every single day.
Same. Yeah.
Okay. First thing in the morning, positive thoughts about, hey, you're this, you're that, you're this, and the thing is, when you write those notes down and you write those talking points, those positive affirmations to yourself, each one of them, you have to have a positive feeling about it, or it's not going to work for you. It's not going to work for you. You have to put positivity behind it. You have to believe in what you're saying, and that will change the energy in your life. Again, the same way we do in here. You know when you're improving. Oh, when the instructor tells you you're getting better.
Right.
And then you go from there and you use it on your own when you get out there.
Yeah.
But you don't realize that you're doing it.
Yeah. It's good that we have most martial arts instructors that are building the confidence. They're, creating, better life skills from the inside out. They're bringing the person up, because most places people go nowadays is all breaking them down.
True.
Negativity. So, yeah, just the right things, man.
Negativity is all around us. There's always a reason not to do something, because it's easy. It's easy to quit. It's hard to push forward. It's hard to achieve. Those things are hard. It's really easy to quit, because you don't have to deal with the negative talk. You don't have to deal with some of the doubt, because we all have doubt. But the people that succeed are the people that go, I do have doubts, but I'm going to keep taking that next step. And they keep moving forward. What was the quote from Rocky? That's how winning is done. It's how hard you can take a hit, and keep moving
back up.
and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
That's how you win. That's how you win at anything.
Yeah, you start the journey and then go through, embrace the struggle, and just change the thinking on it. It's not this push-up sucks. It's, man, I'm getting stronger doing this push-up.
I can do 20, now I can do 30.
Yeah.
And they don't see their progress. It's right there in front of you. Take time, sit back, don't negative talk yourself, and just sit. I took one day and I sat down and I started writing down accomplishments, things that I wanted to do that I did. And we're a little bit older now. You're right there with me. You're right there with me. Yeah. Those things, and over time, you realize how much you've actually done. You have to sit there and take account of the things that you've accomplished in your life. You have to. You have to, or you will never move forward.
That's grateful, man. That's
yes, yes. You have to be, and yes, you have to be
lining,
grateful,
right? The accomplishments and goals.
It's not just the accomplishment; it's you growing as an individual. I always tell my kids that I can't leave this life the same way I came in it. I have to leave this life in this world better than it was than when I came into it. And I can't do that being a negative person.
Right.
And they used to ask me, Dad, can you do this? I'm like, I can do anything I want. I can do anything I put my mind to. There's nothing I can't do. And
leave a positive legacy and memory.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't speak it into other people, and definitely don't speak it into yourself. Okay, if you have something that is constructive that you need to say, or something that is straightforward and true to talk to someone about, you can do it without being negative. And the same thing when you think and you talk about yourself.
Yeah, man, it just starts with, the can't is the 4-letter word, right?
It's
and
horrible.
Just kind of growing from there and putting it with maturity. Because energy is a real thing, that positivity and that attraction. Do better service for other people, that helps you. Being more grateful, that helps you. Pick your head up, your chest out, smile.
That's the biggest thing.
Right? We sure could think of a lot of things to be down about, but, be up, right?
There's no other. Going through life being miserable and angry. It just seems horrible, like a horrible existence.
Yeah.
You're in the martial arts. You made this transition to do something better. Maybe it was for health. Maybe it was for, I don't know. You wanted to lose some weight. You wanted to become more confident. Maybe you were getting something for kids or something. Maybe they were getting picked on. Whatever it was that brought you in here, the martial arts lifestyle is 100-fold more than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
it's not hard to see.
Train and labor and strive for purity of
mind, body, and spirit.
Right.
And do we actually listen to what we just said?
Yeah.
And actually internalize it and then espouse it? Actually
practice what
do
you
it.
preach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We say it all the time: mind, body, and spirit. I'm like, do we hear what we just said? They just on the surface level. They're just the superficial portion of it. Mind, body, spirit. Yeah, it's supposed to work together to do a great technique.
And it's just doing it, right?
Yeah.
It's just doing it.
Repetition is the key, and repetition is the key with anything out there. You want to be better at something, keep doing it. You want to be a better person with relations with someone, keep doing it. Same way you do your kicks, same way you do your punches. No matter what, when anybody gets done with work and they leave work and they drive here, they walk in the door, they've made a commitment and they're dedicated. Pursue everything like that.
Yeah. Taking that first step.
Yeah. I mean, look at your accomplishments. Come on, you never quit.
Yeah. There's some hard times, man, but you
I remember.
embrace the challenge and see the pros outweigh the cons. And man, where would I be without it? So it's a good thing. Well, man, I appreciate you coming back on. We're gonna have a great weekend of training and togetherness, the ohana, the Hawaiian word family. So in martial arts, we do create an extended family. One team, one family. So you got anything to close with, Mr. Claude? Where can we find you? What you got going on? Quick word of wisdom.
Going back to school for this PhD.
All right.
I was just talking about this.
Yeah, good luck.
But I'm in DC, the DC, Maryland area. Actually, funny thing is I was training with the Jeet Kune Do guy up there, and we're thinking about getting together and doing some training with each other, doing some swapping of techniques. Right now, I am looking at some other ventures also along with that. I never stop growing, never stop trying to challenge myself. Something I'm going to talk to you about some real estate investing.
All right, let's do it.
So we can move ahead and do some things like that. Training, teaching seminars, I'm always available. RONINCS@hotmail.com is my email. If anybody wants to reach me, talk to me. I'm just happy to be here, and the martial arts lifestyle and the journey never ends. We are martial artists, and we're always trying our best to be better versions of ourselves. I know I am. I know Mr. Cox is.
Yep.
You should do the same.
Let's do it, man. All right. Mind controls the body. Mindset. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks again, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
See you soon. You guys, appreciate you tuning in. Follow our YouTube channel as well. James Cox Martial Arts. Thanks.